Boys and girls, so put your questions in the comments, but now let me just share a few insights with you about the first 30,000 kilometers. It's been a pleasure, of course it's been a pleasure. You could see some of my calculations about amortization, depreciation, statistics. So how it worked, I shared the My Audi app data, I sent it to my email address, and Q7 is gonna lose its value, so much value in the next couple of years after it's so it loses the most value between 0 and the second day, right? And then it's gonna lose the value between 1 to 3 by about 40%, 30%, and between 3 to 8 it's gonna lose again 30% approximately. And the question is that how much do you want to spend on the car? I bought this car with 1 year full guarantee from Audi. I would highly recommend that because it's a stress-free 1 year for you, right? First of all. Second of all, I would go for a 3-year-old car, 2-year-old car, 1-year-old car, because it's also stress-free. There is no big risk that the previous owner, one owner only, used the car in a bad way, which you don't like. Look at that, sports guys. Yeah, nice one, mate. So next thing I wanted to talk about the tires. So if you want to have softer conditions in the cabin, I would go for Michelin, I would go for Hankook, but not Pirelli. Pirelli is too sporty, guys, so I don't like the Pirelli tires. And so I changed the summer tires, now it's much softer. But if your Q7 comes with air suspension, you don't really need to worry about tires at all, because I tested a Q7 air suspension 21-inch on Pirelli tires. It was good. It was better than my sports suspension 19-inch Michelin or Bridgestone or Hankook tires. Okay. Secondly, what I wanted to share with you is the consumption. Probably many of you are interested in fuel consumption. Fuel consumption of this car is now 7.5 according to the computer. Pretty good, right? But you need to add the EV consumption. So I charge the car almost every day. And so the long average will be around 8.2. So 0.7 goes up to the 7.5 on 30,000 kilometers. And my total consumption is 8.2, which is pretty good. But you know, if you have the cash, or if you can wait a little bit, then you can go for the longer range Q7 or go for an X5 45E, right? Because if you go up to 90 kilometers for you, and your average fuel consumption will be around 5.5 if you use the car a lot in the city. If you are always on the motorway, I would recommend to go for a diesel, although I don't like the diesel engine, the V6 of Audis. The BMWs, 30D are much better engines, guys. So feel free to go for those if you're looking for diesel. What else? Head-up display is really good, not needed. Really good, not needed. Panoramic roof, love it. So panoramic roof is super cool. It gives you more space inside, at least the feeling is better. Your children at the back can look outside, it's a nice feeling. All right, wish I had that back then. Super cool. Also you can shade it if you want it, that's also cool. What else? I'm sitting on a comfort, not leather seats, but I think the basic Audi seat is not leather seat. It's good, very comfortable, spacious. You don't have a backache, pretty good. I don't really like the sports seats because it's narrower, tighter, firmer. But in general, I don't like those type of cars. Then if I wanted to have that car, I would go for a 911 or a Panamera, right? Because I prefer those cars. Now in the Q7 you go for the innovation. Just think about it. This car is 2019, right? That production year, 2018 when they launched it. Another mate, well done. And so just have a look at the inside. Guys, have a look at the interior. And have a look at the interior of 2023-24 X5. Okay, not the latest one, the 24. It's a big difference, and that's what you get with Audi. Okay, so an Audi will also give you this advantage, this sort of developed technology. Now, the other thing I wanted to tell you is that if you go for a sports suspension Q7, even the showroom guys, either they don't want to share it or they don't know this. So I researched a lot about it, and if you want to go for a sports suspension, then be prepared that the wheel is tighter, not only the suspension. Okay, so if it doesn't come with a sports suspension but with air suspension or normal chassis or suspension, then it will be easier for you to turn the wheels. Okay, so that's also an important point. If you're buying the car for your wife, or if you're a woman and you're buying the car for yourself, or if you're a woman and you're buying this car for your husband or your boyfriend or whatever, or your kids, or I don't know, then it can be an important aspect. If you don't like, if you want to have that 2-finger wheel turning feeling, then don't go for sports suspension. Okay, I'll be happy to. Yeah, there's an incline of like 3-4% here, and it's increasing, very nice. So yeah, it's just my morning run, morning walk. I thought I would just, you know, give you a few heads up. What else? 386 horsepower, more than enough. Really cool, feels good. In the new edition of Q7, which can go on a longer range, they did something with the software, and when you put the car into S, then you can hear the engine better. So before that, my car is also very good, but when you put it into S, yeah, it gets louder a little bit, but I would have preferred a bit more louder sound. Okay, because that's cool. When I want to go in D or EV, then I prefer the silent mode. This car is super silent. I would prefer also the privacy windows. I would also, what else you need? I don't know, let me know your comments. Well done. Yeah, early sports guys like them. So early risers, right? Early birds. So I don't know. Pretty good. It's good to sit upwards, but when you're sitting in the car, like using it for a month or so, then you don't even recognize that you are on a higher level. And so when I was sitting in the A4 or V60, then I sat in the Q7. I loved it. I felt the difference. It was higher and it was super cool. But now you get used to it, and you need to remind yourself that, hey, you're sitting a little bit upwards. This is cool. So it's like with everything which is material goods, right? You need to remind yourself it's a cool thing. So, but yes, you guys used to everything very quickly. So what else? Let me know your question. Happy to shoot a video for you as you're interested about. Hope this helped you a bit. If I needed to configure a car right now, this is the perfect engine if you are in the city. If you are on motorway, not. Longer distance is very cool. If it's a dream car for you, then you can do that. I'm sure about that. In 2025, guys, you need really a laptop and some skills, and you can acquire skills in half year or a year, and you're good to go. What you need is consistent daily effort. I'm also struggling with. When I was younger, like 18, it was my sort of dream car. I thought it's almost impossible to get a car like this, but when you start accumulating some money and wealth, then you see that this car is actually nothing in terms of the earning pyramid, and it's just an asset, a tool, a fun thing. So I would, just if I were you, I wouldn't set this as my ultimate goal. Like, Elon Musk wants to go to the Mars and colonize Mars, then a lot of things will happen on Earth until then. But if he just wanted to, I don't know, go to an island, nowadays it's super easy, nothing would happen. So what I'm telling you is that, try to set the goals on a higher level. And I go back because it's already 10 minutes. It's just a morning walk of 10-15 minutes in the morning. If you're working from home, can give you some dopamine boost, can give you some extra hormones which you need as human beings. So I work a lot from home, and I need to get out on the home. Even if the home is big, you need to get out and have a walk in the forest and in the nature, especially in the nature. Just listen to this. So beautiful how birds are waking up in springtime. So guys, let me know if any questions. Enjoy your day, be prepared, work a lot, okay, but not too much, rather consistently. I'm sure you will get there. If you feel it's more difficult, it's just temporary. All of us feel that. I'm not talking to you guys who can buy like 10 or 20, 30 of these cars instantly. because you have that liquidity. But I'm just talking to those guys who are a bit behind me, maybe in years, maybe in skills, maybe in just knowledge about the markets. But I'm also happy to share and to share with you some online knowledge if you want, because we are so like-minded guys, like Q7, all these cars, everything. And what I wanted to tell you is yeah, I've got an online community as well, Tube Builders. I'm doing that. It's my hobby, researching YouTube videos, online ideas, how you can make money on there. Pretty great. Laptop, Wi-Fi. You don't need anything else. Some skills, some repetition and learning. Feel free to check tubebuilders.co. Everything is free, guys, because it's my hobby. We do a podcast, we do a newsletter, we do a community. And when I have some free time and I research something, I prepare it for myself and I share it with everybody there. So yeah,